Yeah, this is Two Guys Edit Podcast, Series 2,
I know.
Season 2.
We're bigger, better this time.
I would say we're in a different space.
We're definitely in a different space.
Yeah, we've always been in different spaces. I think the last one was over there, which is behind the space, or in front, however you want to say it.
I think you're completely right. That last time
That golden orb area. It was a hot
no, I
summer.
think it was a different one, but every
that
single
one.
WeWork looks
like that.
kind of the same.
Right, exactly.
But yeah.
So yeah, this is, I don't know how many episodes we had before, but let's go right to the top of things.
Okay, cool.
Okay, well, I was thinking we have a brand new segment, and the segment is how many hours have you edited? So since we've last spoken.
Ooh, oh God.
On the podcast. So
On the podcast.
you can estimate. I would say at least, 100 hours at least.
Oh man,
minimum.
at least. Because
At least
we
a minimum.
haven't done an episode in,
A year.
no, it's been like 6 months.
Well,
But yeah, way more. I would say way more than 100 for sure.
yeah.
I spend 100 maybe in a week sometimes.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to try to do my best ability to find out the exact number for the next podcast from this moment, not like counting more.
Okay. Are we gonna just like have a rolling countdown, like a tracker?
Maybe. I don't know.
It becomes a contest. Like who was more insane?
Yeah, we could make it a Slack contest or something like that. Like done, 6 hours in, plus 6, plus 100.
This might be unhealthy,
Plus
but I
one.
like it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So that's the end of our segment. Oh, what did you say? Did you say a number? You said a lot. A lot doesn't
Oh,
count.
I know. I want to say
Mine's safe with 100.
you're completely.
Because
safe with
I
that.
can go from 100 to 1,000. You know,
I would want to say we're like since the last time we talked, definitely I'd say 300.
300.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's our segment. How many hours have you edited? Boom. Look at that. We already did a segment.
Boom.
Ching.
that.
What else
Rapid
happened?
fire here, Nick.
Rapid fire. Oh, I recently, not recently, I think even before I was using a lot of auto hotkey.
Yep. I know you love the auto hotkeys.
Yeah. I was about to say, do you know what auto hotkey is? I was like, what is auto hotkey?
What is auto hotkey? Because clearly you're
Yeah.
trying to set me up here.
No, I wasn't. But it's okay.
No, you were.
No, I was. Yeah. So now my editing has actually gotten way better now with one hand editing only on my. I don't even use my left hand anymore, and I auto hotkey all my keys for Premiere. But now, even for research and browsing, my refresh is now the back key instead of the front because I never use my back and fronts when I go back and forth on things. I always open a new tab. But when I need to refresh something all the time, like for stats or whatever, I can say one button. Refresh. Don't have to go up to the little thing. Don't have to press F5 on my left hand. No left hand action. It's
How
like
does it feel? Like does your left hand now feel sad?
it's just liberated. It's just it does whatever it wants. It grabs a T. And just it doesn't. I don't have to tap. I don't even have to touch the keyboard, like except for typing. But I don't even necessarily type that much. So
Interesting.
doodle. But yeah.
Like,
so
what's the next step? Like, you just gonna like sync
more auto
with your
hotkey.
mind? Yeah, okay. I was
just
thinking more
auto
like you
hotkeying.
just like mind meld with the computer,
Yeah.
and then like it knows exactly what you want before you even have to press anything.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
or
neural
just like
network and like a neural link into your brain, just to
yeah. Or just like auto hotkeying specific keys on the keyboard that open things up. If I wanted to open Premiere, I just hit like P and it'll open up Premiere Pro. Instead of going and clicking it, I can just type it, like moving the mouse to where it needs to go. It just saves these crazy seconds. Yeah. These microseconds add up to seconds and then
which add up to minutes, which add up to hours, which add up to decades.
totally. And it's just like this, it adds up. And like once you start auto hotkeying, and I can see why some people that I know that are online that use it kind of get a little crazy about like what can I macro, what can I like just streamline these several actions, you know, to do things. Like I even have a key that just automatically goes right to export. So if once I want to export, I don't have to go to File, Export on Premiere. I can just press this button. It does it, boom, 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 and it even does the actual clicking and actions. Like because I already have preset, it just automatically does queue. I don't even see it pop up. It just goes.
done.
It just goes right to exporting.
That is beautiful.
Instead of even queuing, I just go boom, it's done. It just goes to that. So I don't have to like look. Like I
You
put
don't have to be a madman, was what you're saying.
Yes, that's it. Because everything is just like now. Now it's just super easy. Anyways, so you know about auto hockey. So I'm speaking to the choir. That's good.
Yeah.
Everybody should definitely look into that. That's like a genius.
Well, this is where it's
script.
like you talked to me about it so much, but I still haven't gone and set up my own hockeys.
Yeah.
Auto hockeys. But
yeah. Well, in time,
Eventually, I think it's just
took
like
me
lower
forever.
priorities.
Yeah, because I knew about hockey for almost 7 years, and then I'm like, oh, I guess I can do that. Things can be a little easier.
Yeah,
I've been around forever.
I know. I stick a lot with like fly cut, so it's basically
Yes.
being able to have like copy and paste like stored in, and then be able to like jump between like all like like go in, copy 10 different things, and then be able to fill them back out.
Sure.
Instead of like that, I find really annoying where it's like you just are going constantly back and forth between forms. And then I also love there's a program called Atex where I literally I have so many things that I type so often that I just then have it be like it's a hotkey where it's just like for the date, for example, it's just like I have it like DD semicolon, and then it puts in the actual date. So it's like things that like I know I'm going to be typing over and over again.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But
Nice.
I haven't gone to the auto hotkey. Like that's just like I feel like that's the exponential way of kind of hacking the system.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Yeah, scripts are always good. It's good to research about it. I think it's just you got to get into it when you feel like getting into it, I guess. That's when it sort of just pops in and whatever. Cool. And what else was I going to talk about was, well, there's not much to talk about the Oscars. I don't want to give it too much press, but like I watched the Independent Spirit Awards and that was pretty good. And like, I think if I'm not mistaken, Won't You Be My Neighbor got won it there. The Mr. Rogers documentary, really great documentary.
It is. I've heard really good things about it. I haven't.
The way it was,
seen it?
it's on Netflix. The way it was shot was pretty cool and very, very powerful, like storyline and drama. But it always felt like something bad was about to happen. Like Mr. Rogers, nice, but then, but there was none of that. Yeah. So we're just like,
he was just the guy that everyone wants to be.
Yeah, he was just a guy, that was everybody wanted to be. Yeah.
He was just a generally nice human being.
Yeah.
And there was just no scandal, which is rare for someone with that.
Especially through like
kind
a lot
star
of those,
power, but
right, a huge star power, and like from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, like those are all prime years for men to do weird crap to women and people.
I think men have just always done weird
I know,
crap.
but I mean, like, even more so even in 60s, 70s, 80s, like mainstream got you attention just as much as it does now, I think. Whatever. Yeah, that's how it is. Was there any docs that you
any documentaries that I've seen lately?
Or something like
that has like, I don't know. I've been
or something you've been making. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm gonna switch to like what. Well, that moment brought to you by George's brain loss. So something I've really enjoyed actually is Dragon Prince from Netflix, the animated show. Really been enjoying it for some strange reason. I don't know why. It's just like, I think it's because it's from the creators that made Avatar, and it's in the same kind of genre of fantasy animation. And it was just like, it's interesting, and it just came out with season 2, which was nice. Doc stuff. It's one of those weird things where I got into creating content because I love watching, but now I've just been so busy with so many different projects,
and so many different genres, right?
Yeah,
and so many different types of fields.
And every single field is like from fiction to doc. Like right now, the doc work has been really interesting. Where we're working on a feature length doc. Well, we'll see if it's going to end up being feature length, but we're working on a story where we're documenting a family who lost their child at birth. And it's been 2 years since that. And like we were there, like they very much have kept their child alive. And like that child, Senna, has had such a big impact on the family. And it's interesting to see that. And it's been very different because I've never gone to the doc world myself, where it's always been like doc but corporate stuff. So it's like the people have their own messages that they want to be shown, but it's when you're documenting something that's actually affecting someone's day-to-day life. Like they're going to try to script it a little bit, but it's a lot more raw, and like we're still figuring out where the stories are kind of going.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. What about you? Anything?
Oh, just about when you just said that just before, just sparked in my head was that I wish there was a doc that sort of was a corporate doc, but went the full documentary route. You know what I mean? Like sort of like The Office, but serious. But not something might naturally come out of it, something might not.
Yeah, it's almost, I remember watching. Like the 3D printers. There was a whole doc about like one of the companies, and as much as it was a true doc, you could still feel the spin.
Oh, okay.
So I think that like corporations, it's really hard to not feel that spin. It's there's only so many rare moments of that. I always look at Startup, I think from Gimlet, where that was probably like the best way of kind of showcasing a company in a doc format.
Right.
But it's also like a master of podcasting. So it's kind of hard to compare everything to that standard because like it was getting spun, but at such a high level that you don't even understand that it's getting spun a little bit. But I remember like Alex Bloomberg's, his investors got really mad at him because he would be very open and honest on that podcast. And I'd be like, why are there fires? Like, why are you telling people publicly that there are fires? It's like, but that's the reality of it. And like, that's what the brand is built on.
Wow.
But they also got bought by Spotify. So I think they're doing okay.
Yeah. Spotify's just swallowing everybody up.
Yeah.
Well,
Spotify, the new Netflix of podcasting.
Oh God. What did you, what? My brain. Is that a riddle?
No, it's
what is that?
So
God,
Netflix,
no, I know.
films are to Netflix as podcasts are to Spotify, or that's what Spotify is trying to do at this point, trying to corner that market.
Yeah, trying to, because now it's lucrative, apparently.
I know. Even though like Apple has been in the game the longest.
Well, I guess recently you heard Apple News is coming up soon. And that's going to be super crazy.
Well, Apple already had news in the States. It just hasn't been in Canada.
No, like Apple News, not the way you think of Apple News. Like there's a new thing that's coming out soon that's going to be very like in your face Apple News type of stuff. That the Apple News that you know of is not the Apple News that is coming out soon. Yes. I've been listening to a lot of Vox Media podcasts, and that's all they're talking about right now. So something's coming.
Something's in the works.
Something's in the works for Apple News.
Well, Apple, because Apple's been trying to get into the original content game for a very long time, and I know that they're pumping money into a bunch of things right now. So
they're basically throwing money at a wall, and like who knows? And it's like
well, they have money to burn.
Yeah, there's a
so something's gonna stick. That's
a trash fire there.
Yeah,
we got so much of this stuff. What do we do with it? What do we do?
It's like we can only keep so much offshore.
We can only keep so much. No, just no, not many. Like I've just been watching a lot of documentaries, but I'm planning for 2 big music videos and then just another. And then a documentary about like the behind the scenes of a orchestra concert and stuff. That's going to be in May. And then that's it. That's it pretty much for, and then like just general other projects. But yeah, editing seems like right now pretty fast for me and streamlined, like pretty quick. And like been trying to like mess around with different types of formats and planning on making a new channel for music and a music sense of type of things. And and then this week I've been like really looking into the whole having content behind a paywall, like having researching on CDN servers, like content delivery networks like AWS or A7 or A5 or whatever it's called that Amazon has. I
know S3, but I don't know
S3, that's the one. Sorry, S3. Yeah, S3. And then Cloudflare. Cloudflare seems like it's like the best fit for us, but kind of researching about that and like making because I've heard a lot of people in the photography business and in the film industry making their own types of channels and content behind a paywall. Yeah. And not being necessarily held down by YouTube or Facebook by either owning their content or shutting down their channel and stuff like that. So even this week, there's been huge on YouTube, they're no longer keeping comments on videos that have children in them because of the big, massive pedophile ring that's been happening on YouTube. Yeah. That these pedophiles have been using secret types of code in comments to lead kids and multiple other pedophiles in comment sections and through these child videos. So they have now released a zero tolerance and they're now literally like shutting down comment sections that have any kids inside them, unless you're like there's only special cases with a certain creators that do have a moderation team that do moderate their comments. So if you're planning on putting kids inside your docs or in your videos, be prepared to not have a comment section anymore.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know how I feel about that. Where like I understand that that's a reaction to like horrible things, like people being like that's the most disgusting thing you can do.
Sure,
but like that, I'm imagining like a kid growing up and it's like I want to make content, and then you just don't have any way to like access what your audience is even thinking. Yeah, that seems like it's completely throwing out like something that's great about the internet.
Maybe,
and then
But they're all on TikTok anyways.
Yeah.
Because crap, do you think they want to know? Do you think all they want is likes, thumbs ups, and they want hearts and thumbs and all that stuff? You know?
Yeah.
Like it's just. I think it's a good way to control that. I think until people start behaving, you know, like you know, and or not being on that platform, like fuck, like that's it's very sinister the way they figure out a way to kind of use the system against what YouTube stands for and just create this huge pedophile ring that just not good. I think it's you got to cut the head of the beast.
I know, but that's not going to cut the head of the beast. That's the thing.
I think it's going to do that for that particular reason. Yeah, I think it might, but that's my opinion. I think it's an excellent. I think it's finally the first time ever that Google, like that Google or YouTube or Alphabet, personally took a real stand for something, because like there's been so many other crazy things that have happened on that platform that they've done virtually nothing on. Mm-hmm. Like this is like a real I'm glad they did something like finally that's like really big, because they don't have a good track record for that.
No, they don't. But
and like for copyrights and for any type of like the algorithm strikes that the people who put manually in for striking people's videos down, which don't even have content like that. That there's a lot of that. But no,
it's weird. Yeah,
it's gonna be a big
because
change.
in my mind, like this is the thing. Unfortunately, pedophiles will always find a way to kind of.
There are other ways, I'm sure.
Always.
But I mean, like,
so it's like, in a way, it's like I think Google could have done even a better way, where it's like, I'm sure they could have captured the IP addresses of those comments, for example, and then been sending them to like police officials potentially.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, where you're capturing that information, but now because you've destroyed that, like you don't have even that data point, and it makes it harder to find. Yeah,
and YouTube. Yeah, but YouTube just doesn't have the manpower. They would never invest the power to do that. Mm-hmm. Then you have this whole thing of them policing. They already have massive control over what's going on. Mm-hmm. And like, what if that IP was masked? What if that's, they go through VPNs? I think it's a...
it's a lose-lose, but...
It is I think it just takes a step closer to Google being a policing thing, like truly like... They can do whatever they want. Anyways, they're a private company. They can make rules for their company as they see fit, And I think they're openly publicly traded. I think too. Well, at least Google,
Alphabet is.
Yeah, at least Alphabet is. So but it's the thing. Like Twitter could do that. All those types of platforms could do that. I think Twitter is probably the only one that probably does that the most. Only Facebook recently just started taking down vaccine type of stuff, like
anti-vaccines,
and something else, and they're like doing a more policing on that. And Twitter has been doing a lot of different stuff. They've been just destroying people's accounts, just deleting them.
Left, right, and center. But it's taken a long time for all the platforms to be held accountable. Yeah, to kind of trying to not disseminate false information. Yeah,
and also you can have it's an interesting thing, but like I personally, I don't see any. It doesn't affect a lot of what we do for my content that we produce, but it's just like there are some people I know that have like family vlog videos and stuff that now they can't communicate with their fans, but in a way they still can because they have Instagram, they have Facebook, they have Twitter. So I'm like, you have several different swords, So
yeah, well that's the thing. It's like I think,
and if you're still,
I'm intrigued to see how this affects YouTube, because I know like there's a lot of like mommy vlogs or family like that, and they put that stuff out there to have that like the discussion in the community. And it's like if you don't have it on YouTube, they're just gonna move somewhere else.
Yeah, but there's also it's true. But there's also like a lot of like science that states that you shouldn't be putting your kids up front and center on a screen like that, and them doing it without their kids' permission. Mm-hmm. Then who's really
this is where I think the real monsters are the people who are putting their family up in front. But if that's like a parent's call, and like everyone's decision on their own, cool.
Totally.
But it's just I know that's where part of me is like awesome that Google is taking a stand, but it's not probably going to change anything in a way. It's just gonna shift the behavior to somewhere else.
But the thing is, those types of people, they have it spread out everywhere, so nothing's really moving anywhere. Yeah. No cards. It's just another card's lost, but they're... Yeah, there should be more of that. Basically, it shouldn't be up to Alphabet nor any of those people, really. It should be up to the police and all those things, finding out where they have data on where those places, where people tend to be, like more places than usual where there tends to be pedophiles or blah, blah, blah. Anyways. Yeah. Never thought the podcast would go to the whole pedophile
No, you really threw a wrench into this.
Yes. So that's really something else. Yeah. But yeah, no.
Yeah, how, like, this wasn't a planned segment, is what you're telling me. We just got here on our own accord.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, God.
It wasn't a note at all.
Oh, God.
No, it was not a note. It just, went from that to that. But anyways, so that's our show. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We're just ending on pedophiles. Pedophiles. You can't come back from that.
No, you can't. No. Can you?
I don't think so.
You had some problems with your hard drives today.
I did have some problems with my hard drive. Well,
no,
it's problems.
But
it's okay because we're to simplify my life right now, because we're doing a lot of recordings and we're trying to send the files directly to our clients in a blink of an eye. Because basically I don't want to have to offload the cards and then resync the audio, because right now we've been actually recording straight to Audition, because we've set up like basically a standing studio.
Sure.
And I just don't want to have to go through the pain of like syncing that and then re-exporting in a high quality codec.
Sure.
Because we just want to tell our audience, our clients, that, hey, cool, we're exporting to ProRes, so it's, super high quality. Yeah. So basically my hack was, okay, I'll have everything go directly to the computer through the video through the Blackmagic Atom TV Studio HD, and then still recording straight to through a mixer. Well, through a preamp and a mixer for the audio. And then I was testing with OBS and Wirecast to see, be able to encode it straight to ProRes on the computer, and then basically be able to have that synced audio and sound, synced audio and video straight to delivery system. And obviously the limitation is the actual hard drive, because right now the external hard drives are mechanical. As Nick kind of pointed out to me, so they can't. That's they're not going to be fast enough to be able to encode in ProRes LT. Well, it's a flip of a coin.
Yeah, it's a flip of a coin. And I'd rather, let's not flip too much.
And same with the computer itself. It doesn't have any solid state drive. It's a Fusion drive for the iMac. Right. So the suggestion, and what I probably am going to end up doing, is doing a solid state drive directly plugged into the computer.
And it'll just do its business.
Yeah, just to have that as a solution, just to keep my life easy, because I'm a lazy editor.
Oh.
Well, no, it's more
there's not much to edit. That's the thing. It's just this
just
thing.
a resync.
Right.
But it's more because we got bogged down where it took for an hour of footage that we had that was recorded with the URSAs. Well, one URSA, but it was just like an hour, and that took 6 hours to actually export. And the first time I did the export, it actually had a failure. I was like, because I let it go overnight, and then I got it here in the morning, and it was like, failure. I was
my gosh.
Great. I have to start this whole process again. And I told my clients we'd have it by the morning. So I'm like, well, my hands are tied. I can't do anything.
I was just thinking also, what you can just do is also take it right out of the mixer and plug it right into the Blackmagic.
There is that.
And you can record right onto the camera, and then there's your file, and done blitzo dano.
Yeah, I've considered that.
I think you can go. Yeah.
It'd have to be TRS cable straight to the Atom.
Yeah,
which is an XLR.
Or TRS from the mixer to the XLR. Yeah. Okay, maybe we both said the same thing.
Yeah.
Oops.
It's okay. So I think I have that cable too, actually.
Yeah, that could work. So
just to have a scratch.
Yes, scratch, scratchy, scratch.
That's super simple.
Nice. So I think that's a good way to segue. I think that was probably segue of the year. Pedophile to hard drives. I think we did it.
Somehow.
High five. 10.
Though that you brought the pedophiles back. We're still ending.
No, we're not. No, I guess they just did the high five. Not for that thing I just said. Yeah. But I will not say it anymore. Okay. Because it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, that's sweet.
No. So
hard drives, solid state. That's the way to go. But that's definitely made me think for this particular setup. Next computer would definitely be a solid state drive computer. Yes. Because the iMac, the Fusion drive, it seems attractive because hey, you have both. And it's like, no, just go solid state. Just
Yeah.
buck up
Yeah.
the cash up front.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please. That's good. And insert ending tune lingo sting. Yes.
Doo-doo-doo.
Yes. And
Now-
we'll try to do this sometimes. And
we'll get better.
Series 2 will probably be like 4 episodes. Who knows? We'll see how long.
We now have the space. So
Yes, the space is good. Space is
it's
good.
pretty chaotic.
Create chaos.
It's just chaos.
But you have createchaos.com.
Yeah, we do. Just because chaos.com is taken.
Yeah, but I think create chaos kind of brings it to the next
Brings it
level.
full
Like
circle.
I think it's like create chaos. Like it's sort of like guerrilla. You can make it a guerrilla campaign company. There's no guerrilla campaign companies in Montreal. You could be like full blown
I'm sure
guerrilla.
there is guerrilla campaigning companies.
Maybe.
We just don't know them because they're too busy.
Guerrillaing
Yeah.
and like doing.
They don't guerrilla campaign for themselves. They only guerrilla for others.
Yes, they guerrilla for others.
Yeah. Guerrilla responsibly.
Yes, guerrilla responsibly. God, be green. And what's that burger called again?
Which burger?
The machine burger? No, it's the living burger.
Are you talking about the A&W one?
Sure.
Ooh, I don't know. It's the Beyond Meat.
Oh, I thought we were not going to do it. Then we're going to figure it out by next week.
No,
It's
sorry.
the Beyond Burger.
It's Beyond Meat burger.
Beyond Meat Burger.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's not meat. It's just
Okay.
something else.
Yeah. Please A&W sponsor us. Okay. That's the end of that. So George.
Yeah. I'm George.
Yes, George.
You're Nick.
That's right.
Cool.
See you next time.
Have a great rest of the day.
Rest of the day. Unless you're watching this at night. Good night. We might make an ASMR type of like podcast.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, bro.
Good night, George.
Good night, Nick.
That's it. That's done. Cans are down. If you want more Two Guys Edit podcasts, be sure to go and find us wherever you can find podcasts. Spotify, Google Podcasts, no one uses that, and iTunes Podcast. Be sure to leave a review on iTunes for us, because that does something apparently. Also, this has been brought to you by Wells Fargo. Simple. Anything with wealth, basically. And let me flip a coin here. NPR, Fox Media, and more. It's been also an Earwolf production too, and Gimlet. Please review our podcast. Oh, Jesus.